A very good morning to you all, my dear students. In previous video we were discussing about the economic activities, and now we will discuss about the categories of the economic activities. These are divided into three parts. First is primary activity. These activities include those occupations which are closely related to man's natural environment, means which are related to the agriculture, natural things like gathering, hunting, fishing, farming and mining, etc. These are the examples of primary activities. Now second is economic activity. What secondary activity, this is the occupation which produce finished goods by using the product of primary activities as raw material. Means raw material is used from agriculture, and it is converted into finished goods which are more useful. For example, manufacturing of clothes from cotton, sugar from sugarcane, and steel from iron ore. These are the examples of secondary activities. These activities include industries and manufacturing, etc. And third one is tertiary activity. It consists of all services occupation of all service occupations, and it provides help to both the primary and secondary sector. For example, transport, communication, trade, health, education, and administrations are important examples. Now these were the three categories of economic activities. Now let's discuss about the non-economic activities. What are the non-economic activities? The activities which do not give income in return for non-economic are non-economic activities. Means जिन activities से हमें income नहीं होती है वो क्या होती हैं? Non-economic activities. They also do not contribute to the flow of goods and services in the economy. These are known as non-economic or non-market activities. There are some examples. First is teaching by father to his son at home, and second one, domestic work done by the housewife. Third is washing of father's car by the son, and fourth one is scholarship to a student. These are the examples of non-economic activities. I hope you will understand these activities. Both the activities, its differences are very important. These are given below like a chart. You can read from it here. Now we will discuss about the division of labor between men and women. Due to the historical and cultural reasons, there is division of labor between men and women. Women are generally related to the household work. They do domestic work like cooking food, cleaning utensils, washing clothes, cleaning house, and looking after the children. And men work in the fields, they work in the factories, sell produce of the to the market, and earn money for the family. And the women are not paid for the services done by her for the family, and their work is not calculated in the national income of the country. And the women are paid for their work when they enter the labor market only. They are not paid at home, they are paid at the labor market only. Their earnings, like that of their male counterpart, is determined on the basis of education and skill. And education helps individual to make better use of economic opportunities available before him. A majority of women have meager education. They do not have any education. They do not have any skill. So they work in the unorganized sectors. They in where job security is not there. Various activities relating to legal protection is meager, and employment in this sector is characterized by irregular and low income. So women are paid very low wages in this sector. There is an absence of basic facilities also. For example, maternity leave, child care, and other social securities also. Some women who have high education and skill formation, they are paid as per the with the men, and they are working in the organized sectors also. Example, teaching and medicine attract them the most, and some women have entered administrative and other services also. So there is much difference in unorganized and organized sectors. Now we will talk about the quality of population. Quality of population depends upon the literacy rate and health of a person, means the life expectancy and skill formation. And the quality of population ultimately decides the growth of the country. Illiterate people, unhealthy population are the liability of the economy, whereas literate and healthy population are an assets. So now here is a definition of health. Now it is important definition. What is the definition of health? A state of complete physical, mental, and social being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity is termed as health. Means when there is no physical, mental, and social disease, then we can say that it is a good health. And the health of a person helps him to realize his potential and the ability to fight illness. Only healthy person can fight with illness, and the unhealthy person becomes a liability. And the main motive of the firms are to earn maximum profit, so they will not give work to any unhealthy people. Henceforth, improvement in the health status of the population has been the priority of the country, and our national policy too aims to improving the accessibility of the health care, family welfare, and nutritional services. So because of the steps taken by the government, the life expectancy has increased, infant mortality rate has gone down, birth rate and death rate came down, they are dropped now. So our health of the population is good for the country. So our in 2064 years it was is the life expectancy, and the infant mortality rate has come down from 147 in 1941 to 75 only in 2000. So our government is taking steps to check these things, so that our national income can be increased and the health of the people can be increased. So that's all from my side today. Thank you. We will discuss next part in our next video. Thank you and have a nice day.